I'm jumping ahead in this because I watched this one already, just to make sure that I understood what was going on. And a whole bunch of this is just Gypsy Rose stuff, and it's very confusing, and it's not clear at all. I suspect that's because she's speaking to people who supposedly have already been following the conversation and know what's going on. So I'm just gonna jump through this real quick. Let's get a live chat. Let's get a live chat replay. What's going on? Oh, hey, Marcy. Fancy seeing you here. Having fun? Let's see.
In a court, and then once you're up there,
Nah, jumping ahead. Nah, jumping ahead. Jumping ahead.
This is wrong. I don't even care if Sarah was like talking to Christy. I'm not even going to go into it. I think that they probably were doing something shady to this lawyer. Also driving me crazy in a similar way, because she took out even though my channel would be more popular if I got involved in it, I have, and sorry for all the bad language, it's just the mood that I'm in, but I wanted to put that out there. I wanted you guys to see, like, this is wrong. It's wrong. And this is why, like, even, I mean, Fancy, she'd been going on people's lives and trying to make friends with them, and everybody's forgiving her, and they're like, you know, now I understand Fancy. Okay, whatever. But look at what she does. Look at what she does. This is why I would never, even if she's come to me before and been like, can I do an interview with you? I mean, this was earlier on.
Yeah, I think that's a lie. But you really want to talk about why we should judge people based on the things that they do? Like lying to people? Rabbit?
When she came on my channel and put comments in, like, I can see what's with real kids who I can't have much time. Let me finish by saying this. Katie Joy is also driving me crazy in a similar way, because she took out a TRO on a woman named Veda Jade. I have some issues with Veda Jade, some pretty big issues. She was not very nice to Nikki Ferran, who I absolutely love and think is amazing, and I have a lot of issues with that.
Guys, I would one more time. Because why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we have this? Why wouldn't we double check this real quick? Get out of here. Again, navigate to my channel. Go and find a video called DramaCon Updates and Trigger Warnings. Like, you can watch the whole thing. Go for it if you really want to see if what I said and what I surmised in the description is true. Almost breaking a dog's neck by sitting on him in the bathroom, almost killing him, nearly cutting her dog's tongue off with a sharp can, her dog consuming her underwear, and allowing him to do so. Feeding her dog super glue, knowing that it was toxic and choosing to do it anyway. By the way, Nicole Farron was in this stream, by the way. Physically harming her mother via a dog, taking something from her son to refund it for cigarettes, engaging her audience in a potentially toxic relationship struggle between her and her significant other, casual racism, putting out information about somebody you should care about without their permission, with knowing that they explicitly would not want that information out. This is private information, by the way, not haha funny story. This is like medical shit. Slut shaming and body shaming, and that she hates kids to the point that she was putting them in she would be putting them in life-threatening situations, and she hates her own son. Oh, and the art thief stuff. Oh, and the recording in court illegally. Oh, and the yada 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 yada. You don't like her because she was kind of mean to Nicole? That's the best you got? You don't care about any of this other shit? The animal abuse doesn't bother you, Rabbit? Really? Or did your friend Nicole didn't tell you about that? You didn't know about that one? Wacky.
There are some other issues that I have with her, but I also believe what Katie Joy is doing to Veda Jade is so wrong. And I want to talk a little bit about that. I only have about 5 minutes because I want to be off this before my kid comes back from Mathnasium. But here's what's up. She took out, basically starting a year ago, these threats, these email and messaging threats started coming out towards people in the KJ community and the anti-KJ community. Okay, they looked a lot like threats that were coming from Natalie Kennett a couple of years ago. Okay. These threats started coming out. But they were being sent from email addresses such as tips@withoutacrystalball.com. So people were getting emails that looked like they were from KJ threatening them. People were also getting emails from like specifically Veda Jade. It would say Veda Jade was sending it, you know, or it might say like her real name, or it might say like Katie Joy Paulson 007. Okay, so they're getting these threats like.
Do they look like this? They look like that, Rabbit? Hey, by the way, if there's been threats going around and fake emails going around and you know that, how do you know that the threats that you were receiving were actually coming from Charlotte? That you allegedly received that you didn't send to me, by the way. You never sent that. Weird. Interesting. Fascinating. Truly. You know, I'm also not in the pro Katie Joy camp or the anti Katie Joy camp, by the way. Did they look like this? Were these the type of emails you're talking about? Weird. You're not showing any of the ones that you got. You guys aren't showing these that say that you got them. This was sent to me, by the way. If it wasn't clear, this screenshot came from my inbox. I'll read it out loud for you real quick. See if it matches. Brittany Hansen. That's Beta's name. No subject. Why you working for KJ for? Just to get at Steve and Aaron? Y'all will pay for this. I know where you live, Chesh. And if you are a witness in Kansas, watch your back. You might not make it back home. Who would care, by the way, if I showed up as a witness in Kansas besides, you know, Aaron and Veda and their friend group? Because, by the way, they've been accusing Katie Joy of being the ones making these emails and sending them to herself. Wacky. Weird. What a strange thing. Or did you guys not know I got these too? And it's almost like I didn't go live accusing fucking random subscribers or random fucking people of doing it. I didn't jump on a live and be like, oh my god, Brittany, oh my god, Charla, oh my god, Renelle, oh my god, Veda. Because of course I fucking didn't. And you know what I did? I went to Kansas anyway. Because do it, bitch. Suck my balls. I don't fucking care. Why is the word y'all sus? Oh, you mean like not everybody uses that word very often? Gee, I don't know. Oh, by the way, you guys know that Veda is buddy-buddy with Nat, or at least she claims to be. Oh, and also, by the way, you know that Veda was buddy-buddy with Nat when everybody already knew that Nat is not somebody you should be taking advantage of as somebody with mental health issues. Oh, and also, which nobody called her out on, interestingly enough. And also, oh, by the way, did you guys remember that Veda claimed to have been around in the community longer than anybody knows, doing shit in the background? Does anybody remember her saying that she was doing that? That she said that? Hey, do you guys know, by the way, that FBI round? That FBI round that happened with Nat and Michael Saltz? You know there's no actual evidence or any straight... I shouldn't say evidence. There's no straight conclusion that's publicly available, right? There is no publicly available information about what the result and consequences of those investigations were. Right? Do you think maybe you know what? I'm not gonna give you a I'm not gonna give you a conclusion. I'm not gonna give you a theory. I'm not gonna give you guys any type of like opinions or what could or could not be. You guys think about it. You guys figure it out. You tell me in the comments what you fucking think. We have Renelle and Nikki getting subpoenaed. We have 3 different FBI intrusions, whatever. The FBI showing up and investigating into things, because I don't know how many FBI investigations are actually open. It's not like all of them are publicly available. It's not like they tell you they're investigating you. That's not how that fucking works. So, you know. But we've got 3 incidents, right? At minimum. Beginning with Nat, Katie Joy, and Charla, all involving these people. Emails coming back and forth and sounding a lot like Nat. Why would Katie Joy care if I went to Kansas? Why would Nat care if he went to Kansas? Gee, I don't know. Why would either of them care if I went to Kansas? It's almost like they wouldn't. I got a Nat email, by the way, in or around the time everybody said they were getting in contact with Nat again. I got an email from her. Seemed like it was from her. I didn't respond to it. She thanked me for saying that everybody should fuck off of her and leave her the fuck alone. And stop trying to use her as some kind of boogeyman. And stop trying to use her as some kind of fucking source, because she can't be a reliable source. Wacky. Figure it out. What do you guys think? You guys tell me in the description down below. I'm gonna need a pegboard of like and yarn string to be like, 1 + 1 = window. I can't believe it. Weird. Insane. Who could ever imagine? Anyway. Moo.
Serious threats against their kids. Katie was getting them too. Okay, it looks like it's coming from Katie. It looks like it's coming from Veda. It looks like it comes from Nikki. It's from like a email address that's very similar. Or when it came to Katie, it was actually from her real email address. Okay, but all of us that
a spoofed version of her email address or her actual email address. So her email was hacked.
Kind of are normal people and understand, how things work. We were all assuming that these threats were from like a
Oh, what's that, Mandy? Oh, Mandy, you called Veda out for taking advantage of or utilizing Nat as content? Did ya? And that's why you were attacked by some of these people for days. Oh. Well, you know what, Mandy? Good for you. Good for you. Fuck these people.
third party. We don't believe that Katie Joy is sending me a threat from her real email address, a threat towards my child. That just doesn't make sense.
Hey, you know what's a little bit crazy, by the way? You don't believe those threats are credible? I was going to Kansas. Veda was going to be there. The threat to my life needed to be viewed as credible. I had to take it seriously. You're getting threats from someone you believe is forever away from you and can't do anything. I'm being threatened about going to a place that the person it's allegedly coming from is going to be. You and I are not the same. And you know who's not freaking out? You know who didn't fucking make a bunch of content being like, I'm threatened about going to court? Bah! Me. No, I didn't do that? I didn't do that. You guys really think I got that email after I went to Kansas? That wouldn't make any fucking sense. Drama llama. Spurge harder.
Sense, okay? Just like I don't believe that Veda Jade sent Katie Joy an email saying, I'm going to unalive your kid, from an email that says, I am Veda Jade. Like, I just don't believe that. Now, it's possible
Why? You think Katie Joy's sending the threats to herself. If you're willing to believe that, why are you not willing to believe that Veda would use her own name in the threats to throw people that are stupid like you off? I don't know if Veda did it. Katie Joy's gonna have to, present that in court. So, I can't prove if Veda did something or not. I'm not the fucking FBI.
But highly unlikely, and you would really need to get proof. It's also possible, and I totally get this, that an email that's threatening me or threatening.
Yeah, that's why what everybody's talking about is the filing for the TRO. The evidence hasn't been presented to the court yet. As Renelle informed us, the hearing is in October. So that would be when she would have to present the evidence. You're demanding she show you all of her evidence before she goes to court? What idiot would do that? What dumbass would fucking do that thing? That's ridiculous. But notice, by the way, Katie Joy never made a video accusing Veda of doing these things. Just that these things were happening and that she knew who did it. And then she would say that it wasn't specific people if people started to take a narrative and run with it. She'd be like, no, it wasn't them. But she didn't say who it was. Which means she never made the claim that she would have to prove it to the court of public opinion. She saved it and made that argument in court to present her argument in court. Unlike who? Steve, who made all of his fucking accusations against Charla public before filing and trying to file against her in California, which he dropped, and then never presented his evidence. Weird. Strange. Bizarre. It's almost like you guys have different rules depending on who you're talking about.
Someone, let's say it looks like it's coming from Katie. It's not really coming from Katie, but Katie told someone to do it. Same thing with Veda. Veda told someone to do it. Okay, I get it. But you have to prove.
You mean like that time that Veda asked Nikki to circumvent her TRO against Charla on video that she made public to put out her restraining order stuff on her behalf? Stuff like that? You'd have to prove it, eh? It's almost like it's not hard.
Prove these things for it to be a real thing and for it to be criminal, and most of us just ignore it.
TROs aren't criminal. TROs are civil, dipshit. So if you want it to be criminal and you want Veda to be charged with criminal activity, that would be something that if I don't know, people from your group were to be investigated by the FBI and receive subpoenas and then have a bunch of court stuff around and a bunch of contempt paperwork, that all would likely end up as part of this FBI investigation, where the FBI would be the ones that would charge you, and the thing that you would likely be charged with was cyber crime, so criminal harassment, stuff like that. Be something like that.
Because we get that it's not provable, and it might be part of talking about Katie Joy. Because the only reason.
How do you know it's not provable? How do you know that? In what way is it not provable? Why would if, by the way, you keep saying that you think Katie was doing this to herself. If Katie was doing this to herself to frame Veda in the court of public opinion to convince other people that Veda is a bad person, why would she take it to the authorities? Why wouldn't she make the claim, state the claim, show the emails that she sent to herself and be like, this is Veda, here's why I think it was Veda, and then put things in there to make it sound like it's Veda? Your whole conspiracy makes no fucking sense.
Reason this ever happens, and it's happened for 2 years now, is because people talk about Katie Joy. So most people ignore them. We don't go oh my god, Katie said she's gonna kill my child. We just don't do that, because we understand that it's likely not Katie. There's probably a group.
Then why did you think it was Charla? You said you got all these emails from Charla. All this was happening around the same time, though? Or just before? So how do you know any of the fucking emails I'm saying it again. How do you know any of the emails that you got from before that were all threatening your family, and this email went to your husband's email that you never sent to me when you said you were going to send it to me, that one? You never sent me that shit. So how do you know any of that was actually Charla, or were you just bullshitting? How do you know that that wasn't the same person? No?
Group of people, I guess you could call them trolls, who knows? Or it could be one crazy person, a mentally unwell person who is doing this, okay?
Or it could be Veda. Or it could be you. Or it could be Steve. It could be anybody. Who could ever know? You could never know. The FBI could never figure it out. The FBI is too stupid. They would never be able to investigate that and find out.
So then you deal with it in your own way. You take it to the police. You do whatever. You figure out. You block the person. You try to, you can even take your channel down. You do what you have to do.
Or you go to court and can commit a bunch of fucking contempt. Ha 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 ha, and get served TROs. Ha ha ha. Or we could do that. Tee hee. Funny.
And, some people speak out about it, and that's fine. But I think most people would be like, I don't know who's sending this. Please try to help me. Not I know who's sending this. It's Veda Jade. Because it says it's from I Am Veda Jade. Okay.
Hey, yeah, show me the clip where that happened. Particularly, show me the clip where that happened before the leaked documents came out.
All right, so Katie Joy is taking Veda Jade to court, and one of the things that she's listed, it's all come out, is that she believes Veda is sending her these emails. You need proof before you take someone. I mean, it's fine. She took her to court. She needs to prove it, and I don't believe that she can. If she can, we'll see. But
great. Yeah, so maybe you shouldn't put your cart before your horse and stop making fucking claims that could be considered defamatory, like Katie Joy is sending these emails to herself. Or that people are mentally unwell. Who's the person she's been calling mentally unwell up until this point, by the way? Oh, is it Charla? Are you implying that it's Charla that was the one doing this? Because that's a bold statement. Yeah, now. Yeah, they're asking for proof now. As opposed to, expecting that the proof would come out in court. Here's the thing, though. They might not get that proof, sadly for them. Which they're not entitled to, by the way. Particularly if it ends up being sealed, that's still up in the air.
This is kind of what kills me about what's happening on YouTube. What's happening with social media is this idea that you just take people to court, because it's not hard to get a restraining order. Well, it's not hard to get a temporary restraining order. So you just say,
that is entirely dependent on where you live.
They're doing this, they're doing that. But the problem is that in order to fight it, for Veda Jade to fight this restraining order, she has to go to Minnesota. She has to find the time, the money, someone to watch her kids, do whatever, in order for her to go to Minnesota and fight this restraining order. It's not.
You're saying that it doesn't cost money to go to court if you file a TRO. You could be like Veda and file in the wrong district, not get a lawyer, get your case thrown out, and then not get a lawyer for Minnesota or not get a lawyer for Kansas. Right? Could do that. So you do realize that Rabbit is explaining why it's so easy for Veda to weaponize the court system in a retaliatory effort like she's doing with Katie Joy here and like she did with Charla in North Carolina. And that bothers you, Rabbit. It just doesn't bother you when it's Veda doing it. Because you like Veda enough. Animal abuse isn't a deal breaker for you. Racism isn't a deal breaker for you. Being mean to Nikki is a deal breaker for you. Contempt, not a deal breaker. Harassment, not a deal breaker. Blasting Charla's number like phone number in a Discord telling people to blow the bitch up. Not a deal breaker for you. What is a deal breaker for you, Rabbit? Art theft isn't. Stealing. That's not a deal breaker for you. Because, I mean, we know that Rabbit was the one who started all this, right? The initial, like, contention with Charla in the Facebook group was Rabbit taking somebody's content that didn't belong to her from behind a Patreon wall and posting it. Which she then asked for permission after the fact when Charla prompted her to go and do so. It's almost like thievery is just fine with this group. Harassment's just fine with this group of people. They don't give a shit. They're sitting here trying to pretend that they're on fucking moral high horses. None of this was a deal breaker for Renelle either. Racism, not a deal breaker. Animal abuse, not a deal breaker. You ever think that Veda's a shitty person and that maybe she is the one doing this? Have you ever, like, maybe just taken a quick, brief pause and just had a minute to just think that maybe a shitty person got into your group? Well, no, because that would mean that you weren't all shitty people. And you weren't just already a group of shitty fucking people. Have you ever considered maybe shut the fuck up? How did you get the information, by the way, Rabbit? How do you get the information about what's in Katie Joy's TRO? Did you also get it from Veda? Because you all thought I got it from Katie Joy, which I didn't. But whatever. Did you get it from Veda too? Or did you get it from Renelle or Aaron, who got it from Veda, which is, disseminating information? Do you know if you're in the clear to be sharing this information or not?
Easy. So in response, Veda J took out a temporary restraining order on KJ. And
you mean it's retaliatory. That's the definition of retaliatory. Thank you for admitting that, but okay.
They're doing this, they're doing that. But the problem is that in order to fight it, like for Veda J to fight this restraining order, she has to go to Minnesota. She has to find the time, the money, someone to watch her kids, do whatever, in order for her to go to Minnesota.
Wait, did you say watch her kids? Wasn't there a big hullabaloo once upon a time about Veda having or not having a child? Now it's kids plural? That are definitively Veda's children? Ooh, guys, look out, it's the new lore drop.
And fight this restraining order. It's not easy. So in response, Veda J took out a temporary restraining order on KJ. And the court about it, they're like, yep, that's sounds good. You deserve.
How do you know that? Let's see, this was from 1 day ago. Oh, do you know what you said sounds good? Yeah, that's what the judge said. How do you know what the judge said in the hearing, Rabbit? Where did you get that information? This is the same kind of stuff Renelle was talking about in her video. Where did you get this information, Rabbit? How did you vet it? How do you know it's accurate and that it's true? Where's your evidence? Where's your proof? You're demanding it, are you not? Or do we get to throw this out based on what Renelle said earlier and say, well, this is hearsay? Or was she the one who was in there? And where did you get the link to join the hearing? Those aren't, publicly disseminated. It's not easy to get that kind of a link. Somebody has to give it to you. So who'd you get it from? Was it Veda? Huh.
Serve their restraining order too. So now they both have TROs on each other. They will go to court October 24th, and Katie will have to.
Wow, she knows the date too. Or is she just repeating what Renelle said 2 days ago?
Prove that Veda sent these emails, and I don't believe that she can. I've even been.
Good thing whether you believe it or not is completely irrelevant. Your belief doesn't matter. Your bias would have you thrown out of a jury instantaneously regardless.
told Kate, Veda might have proof that she didn't, and it's wrong. It's wrong to do this to Veda Jade. Whatever issues I have with her, I'm going to stand up and say it's wrong. Please check out Southern Mutton, who did a great job talking about.
Sorry, Intrigueophilia makes a point and says, one source of information could be the minutes that are part of the court record on any given case. Yes. Which have a distinct paper trail. Correct. And also usually take longer than the day of or the day after to actually be available. And if I'm not mistaken, usually you have to pay for them. So... Or it's just Veda told them what happened. And or Veda gave somebody a link. And or Veda illegally recorded it, you know, like she's done in the past. We can decide on, you know, Occam's razor which one is, you know, maybe the simplest. These people do like their simplicity. Anyway, sorry, what was that?
Veda might have proof that she didn't, and it's wrong. It's wrong to do this to Veda Jade. Whatever issues I have with...
Wait, so it's impossible... You don't think it's possible for Katie to prove that Veda did it, but you think it's possible for Veda to prove that she didn't? Okay.
I'm going to stand up and say it's wrong. Please check out Southern Mutton, who did a great job talking about all of this. I mean, there's so much to say, but I just don't want to say it because I just want to wait and see what happens. But I pray to God there's some consequences for Katie if she fucking...
You have so much to say, implying that you have more information to disseminate, but you're not putting it out? Where are you getting that information from?
Made this up, acting like it's Veda when there's no proof that there is. If there is proof, then I hope it comes out in court and everything gets sorted. I hope Veda does get a restraining order against Katie Joy, because it was, I think, less than a year ago that Katie Joy fully doxed Veda Jade, gave out all her...
They don't know what a dox is, but we'll talk about that on another day. Side note, when was the last time Katie Joy, before this came out, said Veda Jade by name? Was it around the Charlotte case? So that's what I remember. Then again, I'm not watching fucking Katie Joy 24/7.
Information, her criminal history, put it all over the internet, and really has been screwing with her since. Constantly, like, blaming things on her, even though Veda kind of disappeared from the anti-Katie Joy community and, like, went and did her own thing. I think she's doing something with Gypsy. Now, again, I have issues with Veda.
Going away publicly on YouTube doesn't mean that there aren't repercussions for the things you already did. That's like saying, oh, this person stole from me. Yeah, but they haven't stolen from you again, and it's been like a week. What the fuck? Huh?
And I made a whole video about this before, which I was asked to take down, so I did. I have issues, right? But that doesn't mean...
I'm sorry, you did a whole video talking about your problems with Veda, but someone asked you to take it down and you did? Or are you saying you made a video about Veda's TRO and KJ's TRO before and you were asked to take it down and you did? Because that's one of the two things. Neither look good for you for different reasons, but... What was that? You want to clarify that one? Jack for 5 said, these freaks love to leave clues to their criminality and think no one will notice, yet here we are, and here's the crumbs.
She should be held responsible for something she didn't do in a court of law. Like, F everyone who is...
You don't know what she did or didn't do.
Taking people to court about stuff that isn't true, or is, like, just made up in your head, like, making it bigger than what it really is. It's wrong.
You mean, like, filing retaliatory TROs, right? That's what you said Veda was doing. Because somebody getting a TRO against you doesn't mean you immediately get a TRO against them, because a TRO doesn't mean they're harassing you inherently. So, you already said it was retaliatory, and this is the second time Veda has done this. And Steve did that as well. Do you know anybody else who's done that? file a retaliatory restraining order? This seems to be something this crew likes to do.
It's wrong in every way, shape, and form. You know?
But it's fine when your friends do it, or when people that you're pseudo-friends with, i.e., an animal abuser.
So, let me see what people are saying. Jay says, Katie can't prove as she won't ever have her devices forensics done on that.
The FBI has supposedly already done an investigation on Veda. So it's possible that that has already been done. But how do you know that? How do you know that won't be court ordered? How do you know that? Who are you?
Well, I know that there was investigations done by both the local police department and the FBI on multiple people. It wasn't me, from what I know. I mean, please, I've said many times and I'll say it again, please come and investigate me. I want to give all my stuff. And because of my husband's job, it's all monitored. They can have all of it. Nothing, come and look at me, because I want to be completely criminally cleared of everything, because this has been absolutely ridiculous. And the thing is, Katie Joy knows for years that there's people around her who have been doing this, whether she's involved with them or not. She knows that there are some mentally unwell people around her that are doing it. And they did it 2 years ago before.
But Veda said she was involved with Nat. You are involved, and this whole group are involved with Black Wolf. And Megs. And Veda. And people who say that they have, issues. So what do you mean? Hi, pot, meet kettle. Nice to see you. Weren't you all buddies with Rev, who says regularly, Reverend Ruin, who says he has all kinds of issues? Being involved and hanging around with people it's not cool to exclude people from chats and things just because they're different from you or just because they have some kind of mental issue. There's a difference between doing that and being welcoming and being inclusive versus taking advantage of people with mental issues to fight your battles for you. Those are different things. Or taking advantage of people's, fragile emotional states to get them to join your hate group because they got pissed off from a YouTuber. That's not predatory at all.
Or Veda ever became part of the story. So,
yeah, something interesting. She mentions her husband here, but if you'll notice, for some reason, Rabbit seems to be doing all of her streams from her car now. Away from home. No longer in her house. While her husband is home. I wonder if that's noteworthy for any reason.
So to go to court and just fully blame her, I mean, she's just doing it to harass Veda. She was hoping, and I get this. This is what they're hoping. They're hoping they can take out the restraining order.
How do you know that?
The court will be like, okay, Veda, you need to come for a court hearing, but you have to come to Minnesota. And then Veda will be like, I can't come. I have kids. I can't afford it. And then she'll just get the restraining order. That's what these people hope will happen.
What these people? The only other TRO going on is Charla. Are you saying that Charla is weaponizing the court system against you guys and forcing you to go to Kansas? Because that's not Charla's doing, that's the court's decision. Some courts allow more or less appearances remotely. You said there was a Zoom meeting, so she didn't have to go in person. And we know that the one in Kansas has been so strict because y'all got caught fucking around. Because you admitted to that. They explained that they got caught messing around, and the judge was like, I'll show up in person, everybody, fuck you. So you don't know that she's going to have to go to Minnesota. She can apply for remote appearance. You're just making shit up. Or are you just mad because you and your friends have all had to go to fucking Kansas because you got caught fucking around? Renell had to go to Kansas. Fucking Steve had to go to Kansas. Veda had to go to Kansas. Aaron had to go to Kansas. I went to Kansas. Rabbit, are you going to Kansas? Do you have to go to Kansas? Are you mad because you gotta go to Kansas? Is there anybody else? Or are you talking about Megs and Wolf, who both didn't go to Kansas for their restraining orders that they have? No? Where's your evidence? Nah, I bet you, Eve, that this is getting as much traction. It's got 4,000 views on it because she tagged all of this bullshit onto her weird conversation about Fancy, and her conversation, what she's talking about Fancy, makes literally no fucking sense. Like, it's impossible to follow unless you already know everything that's going on. So, yeah, but if I go to Kansas, I might not make it back, guys. I might not make it back.
You know, and you know, I mean, I'm not saying she's not ready to. I understand that she's ready to. Katie will still go to court with Veda, but it's like they really, if the person is in a situation where they can't make it there in time, they're really screwed, and it's wrong. It sucks.
That's an issue with the court system, and you need to make changes to your court system if that's what you want.
It's the wrong thing to do. Let's see. KJ is doing this because she needs this to fortify back. Yes. All right. My daughter is back and got a squishy from Mathnasium.
I'm gonna pause because I'm not interested in showing Rabbit's kids and whatever the fuck is going on in the back. But yeah, it's 2 states over. She can't possibly go. It's too bad. This is the thing. When you break the law, or when you get fucking caught, or when there's shit going on, you've got to show the fuck up. And if you're not willing and you can't make it work, that it's not that important to you, then too the fuck bad. What a shame. You're acting like it's this big fucking deal. Fuck off. Fuck off. Oh, by the way, Rabbit posted like a non-sponsorship, but she got a discount code without it being a sponsorship from something called, like, what was it called? Hold on, I wrote it down. Hold on, what is it called? Magu, M-A-G-U, and I haven't finished looking into that because I've been busy. I was busy this weekend. M-A-G-U, I'm pretty sure it's a multi-level marketing scheme. I'm pretty sure it's an MLM bullshit supplement thing. I haven't finished looking into it yet, so take that with a grain of salt. That's just the vibe I'm getting. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna file it under potential woo bullshit to steal money from people, but I'm not there yet. I haven't finished my investigation. So looking shit up online. I'm going to I'll finish looking that up and find out what the fuck I can find about it, and we'll talk about that again later. But interesting, funny thing that Rabbit wouldn't hawk some bullshit like Cece Suarez, would she? Alright, well, she told us to check out Southern Mutton, right? So, I don't know if you remember last time I talked about Southern Mutton was a long time ago, and Southern Mutton got so freaked out that I talked about her being involved with this group that she fucking yeeted herself off the internet for a while. So, you know, a pyramid scheme? Maybe. It might be. I don't know. Investigation. Let's go. Alright, well, Rabbit told us to fucking watch Southern Mutton. So we're here. We're gonna watch Southern Mutton and her fucking new Katie Joy's looming lawsuits, dirty doxing, and breaking orders. # without a crystal ball. Woohoo! They're hawk to a bee bullshit. Yeah. It's an MLM. You just looked. Rabbit. Rabbit, what are you doing taking advantage of people and scheming and scamming people with an MLM? You wouldn't do something like that, you fucking liar, would you? No, and you would, somebody who would call a letterhead to find out if somebody's a patient, which is HIPAA information, wouldn't do something like that, would they? No, they wouldn't. No, she would never. I want to be investigated. How about we investigate that? How about we investigate that call? Can we do that? Can we investigate the call that Katie Parker here made to Charlotte's caregiver to ask for information and find out what information exactly she asked for? All those calls should be recorded. So, Rabbit, what was the date that you called on? What date and time was that? Then we can get that investigated. Since you want to be investigated so badly, why don't we look into that? No? They probably think, ooh, some money grabs without any critical thinking or assessment. Oh, you mean like those traders that were taking money from Russia? But she said she wasn't sponsored, just that she got a discount code. It's called, her discount code is SMILE. So, you know. Very normal, very hinged. Her hair is very put together. You know, very, looks very... Listen, if you're gonna be making fun of Katie Joy all the time, you can't be looking like this. Alright, let's check out some smothered muttons. Lamb chop, discount lamb chop from Temu over here.